And g'day guys, welcome to my Iron Spice feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL's Round 3's recap preview for 2023 guys. Let's get started. So starting off with this first game of this match, we see the Manly Sea Eagles going up against the Parramatta Eels. Now, this game was absolutely pretty tight. It was a pretty good game, absolutely splendid game. The Manly Sea Eagles absolutely did really well in the first half and second half. But then again, 34 points to 30 in that game was absolutely splendid. The Parramatta Eels, look, they got off to a long start, but coming off by 4 points to loss, I could see them winning the next game if they can make a mark. But you never know. Like, going up against Panthers this week, it's going to be really hard and tough. But anyway, they did really well against Manly Sea Eagles, and I got to say, like, Mitchell Moses did absolutely splendid. He improved, like, really well in that match, and you got to give credit to him. And I know, like, look, I know it's hard and tough going up against, like, really good players out there that can find your form and target use, but it's going to be real hard and real tough, like, against different players that can really aim at you and knowing what you're doing. But 34 points to 30 in that match was absolutely so close, and I thought the Parramatta Eels were going to win, but unfortunately they didn't. And, like, coming off with, like, another loss with 5 losses, or yeah, potentially that. I'm not exactly too sure. Yeah, they need to improve, the Parramatta Eels, and yeah, like the Manly Sea Eagles, they're just a really tough team, and coming off with, like, going, like, in that first spot and then down to third was absolutely, like, critical. And yeah, they are a pretty good team anyway, but unless, like, they can defend really well, they're not a structured, like, team, and yeah, they're just a good team. So 34 points to 30, that game was pretty solid. The next game of this match, we see the Knights going up against the Dolphins. Now, this game's another critical defense by the Dolphins that really made a mark. And unfortunately, though, Felice Kafusi is out due to a high shot in that game against the Knights. I'm not too sure who he did it to, but I believe it was Tyson Gamble, probably, but I'm not exactly too sure about that. So it's a thinking process for me. So, yeah, 36 points to 20 in that game. Very hard scoreline that I was going to predict that the Knights were going to improve a little bit better, but they didn't. They only improved, like, a little bit, but not as well as they did, like, last week. But anyway, in that match was just absolutely spectacular by the Dolphins, and going off with, like, a really good win in that stage. They're just a team that they're like Storm and Panthers. Storm, a team that can really make a mark, and then you got Panthers that really can attack and defend, like, really well. So I reckon the Dolphins are a really good defense and an attacking team. But 36 points to 20 in that game was absolutely very close scoreline, and I would have to say that in this match was absolutely spectacular by the Dolphins, and they're a new team that just, like, brought into the NRL's side by this year. So yeah, it's hard for them, but you got to give credit to them. They are a pretty good team, and yeah, it's not like an easy win, but by 16 points, they are a very good team. And yeah, I just have to say, like, the Hammer did really well in that match, and yeah, well done to this game. It was just absolutely a very hard match anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Roosters going up against the Rabbitohs. Now, another team that was absolutely very good in this match, 20 points to 18. Rabbits lost by 2 points, and yeah, got to get the job done really, because it's really hard. Like, it was a firing up game, and these two sides don't really like each other. And so, like, Cody Walker was giving it to Nat Butcher in that match, and yeah, like, that's what you can say. if you press Cody Walker's buttons, he'll get right up onto you and he'll smash you. So yeah, Latrell Mitchell did alright, but not as bad as he did like last couple of weeks. But so this match, yeah, it was a pretty good game, and yeah, this game like took it to a whole new level, and yeah, like the Roosters, they held on with the 20-18 win by 2 points, and yeah, like you got to give credit to them that they are a tough team, and they sometimes fall down below, and it's like a roller coaster ride for them. So it's just, yeah, it's a benefit for them, and got to know what to do for their team. And it's just hard like to see them like coming off with a losing like game, and then coming off with a winning game, and then coming off with a losing game. So yeah, it's pretty tough and hard. So yeah, like the Roosters are just a good team that can really make a mark, but sometimes they can fall down below. So you never know. They're a good attacking side, and going up against the Rabbits, they are a really good team too, but you never know, like sometimes they can fall apart and they can just fall down below and not attack very well. So you never know, it's just going to be really tough for them, and I reckon I'll have a one hell of a joyride this season. So yeah, you got to give credit to the Rabbits. They are a tough team and a good team, but yeah, this game was a really good game. The next game of this match, we see the Titans going up against the Storm. Now, this game was absolutely another tough game, absolutely splendid match, and you never know, like this could be one hell of a joyride for them. And the Titans were absolutely a really good team to defeat this Melbourne Storm 38-34. And this game was just absolutely another epic match of football, and like you never know, like they could really hit the mark, and sometimes they can just really get down pat. Excuse me. But I just think that in this game was one hell of a joyride for the Titans, and like you never know, like Titans could come off with a loss in this game, but they only just won in that game. So which I thought that the Melbourne Storm were going to win in this match, but it was very tough to see in this game that they really put things to the mark, and the Melbourne Storm, they really held on tight and not enough to get a win, unfortunately. And yeah, Nick Meaney was playing all right, but with like Khan Pereira from the Titans, he scored 2 tries in that game, and he is fast, he is quick. Philip Sami, he played a really good game, and yeah, as you can see, like he is a really good player in that side. So yeah, it's just a wonderful game to see. Khan Pereira playing in that game and scoring 2 tries in that match, which he is a new player that coming off the Queensland Cup in that season, so in that future for him. So yeah, that game was absolutely splendid match of this game, and yeah, credit to Blaze, he was there and he was probably filming vlogging that match, so he is a wonderful YouTuber. Got to give a shout out to him. So yeah, that game was an epic match against the Melbourne Storm. The next game of this match, we see the Cowboys going up against the Warriors. Now, this game was another epic game that I thought to myself was the Cowboys were going to win, but unfortunately they didn't. And 26 points to 12. The Warriors just held on and make a really good win, an epic win. So yeah, like the boys, like for the Warriors, did absolutely really well and held on together and made a huge benefit and huge upset in this game. So yeah, I was tipping the Warriors in this game, and no, actually I was predicting the Warriors. Sorry, I was predicting the Warriors for an upset, and that happened. So yeah, couldn't get the mind off me. So I was predicting the Warriors to make a win against the Cowboys, and they obviously did, but not an epic match, like a big scoreline in this game that happened. And so in this game, the Warriors absolutely did really well, and they conceded an epic performance. And a talented team that can really benefit anything like, but yeah, the Warriors absolutely did really well. But moving on to the Cowboys, no Scott Drinkwater and no Peter Hiku, so it was definitely a difficult game to knowing what you can do. But Chad Townsend didn't play his best game of football. I feel so sorry for him, but he is a good player. He just needs some time and needs some focus and knowing what he can do. But yeah, when you're in the right moment, you're basically knowing what to do. So yeah, if you're in the right frame of mind, you're knowing what to do anyway. So it's basically, it will take time to make that performance right, but in that stage, like in the next performance that he will play, I reckon he'll do really well. But yeah, 26 points to 12, very good game this was. The next game of this match, we see the Broncos going up against the Dragons. Now in this game, another epic performance. The Broncos absolutely do really well in this first half, second half, but in saying that, they basically held on really well, and safe to say, like, the Broncos absolutely did well in that performance. And 40 points to 18, like, the Broncos in the first half didn't play their best football, but in the second half they were coming out firing. They were basically bashing the Dragons in this game, and they were really scoring tries after tries after tries after tries, and knowing what you can do. The Broncos really aimed up and worked really well, and with Adam Reynolds, Tony Staggs, Reece Walsh, it was just a really good team to make that epic performance, doing really well in that game. But sad to say, the Dragons in the first half, they were playing absolutely excellent in that game, scoring 3 tries in that match. But in the second game, well, they played absolutely terrible. They weren't playing their best football at all. And yeah, they were just struggling with so many possessions going their way and not really hung to them. But yeah, it's just another epic performance by the Broncos to absolutely get a really good win in this match. But yeah, safe to say this game was another epic performance, and got to give credit to the Broncos. Yeah, so like, they were playing with absolutely pride and energy and attack and defense, and knowing what you can do was just basically really hard for them. So yeah, it was just another epic performance by the Broncos to make a really good effort against the Dragons, 40 points to 18 in this match. The next game of this match, we see the Bulldogs going up against the West Tigers. Now in this game, another epic performance by the Bulldogs. They were absolutely killing it first half and second half. But yeah, this game was another truly good match, and 26 points to 22 in that game was absolutely another epic performance. And you got to give credit to the Bulldogs. Like, they were really good in the first half, second half, and Hayes Perham scoring the first try in that game, which I predicted Josh Adokar to score basically one, but fortunately he scored one try. No, he scored 2 tries in that game, and he scored basically after Hayes Perham, so which I predicted him to score first. But hey, what you can do really, it's hard, it's tough. Excuse me. But safe to say, the Tigers, they were playing terrible football in the first half, but then again in the second half, wow, did I see some effort by Luke Brooks. I think 3 or 4 try assists in this game that really held the mark, and that really made the Tigers scoring more points in this game. But it was a pretty close game in the second half for the Tigers to make another effort to make 3 or 4 tries in that game really to happen. So in this match, wow, did I see some performance in this game, and knowing what you can do was just tough. But yeah, safe to say, like, they were playing absolutely good football, and it was close, it was tough, and it was hard. But Luke Brooks did really well in this game, and yeah, knowing what you can do was basically pretty tough. The Tigers, they were pretty good, and they were playing good football in the second half. So yeah, that game was absolutely pretty good. And finally, the next game of this match, we see the Raiders going up against the Sharks. Now this game, 24-20, very good scoreline. And yeah, the Raiders were doing really well, and winning by 4 points was absolutely another tight game. And the Sharks, they improved really well. And first half, second half, they were playing all right, but not enough to concede that win by 4 points in this match. But yeah, safe to say they were playing really well, the Sharks. Basically, like, holding on with their effort and their attack and knowing what you can do. And it's hard, really. And yeah, it was absolutely brilliant by them. And it was just another tough, game and another tough win. But by 4 points, 24-20 in this match. Yeah, they were absolutely playing really well. Splendid game of football. And, another tough game it was, because usually the Raiders aren't a very good team. And sometimes they can struggle in this match. But, yeah, safe to say, they were playing really well. Jordan Rapana, I think he played. I'm not exactly too sure, but Corey Horsburgh, he played a really good match. So did that number 14, Tom Starling, and that Danny Levi, he got sent off with a broken jaw. So yeah, that game was brutal, hard, tough, and one hell of a joyride for the Raiders. 24-20, that scoreline did happen, and yeah, what a wonderful team the Raiders are, but I don't think they will go well in the season. So yeah, 24-20, very close scoreline, and yeah, well done from the Raiders. And thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure you do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, and I'll see you guys next time for more vlogs, reviews, previews, and so many more. Take care and have a good one.